Hey everyone, welcome to another powder coating video where today we're going to do a 2-layer sign for a Porsche guy with 4 different colors. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, here it is. This is a, I don't know, 18 gauge aluminum sign. It's about 5 feet long. So you can see it says Chipman Porsche, Wyndham, New Hampshire. Not that that matters, but this is the outside of the sign. So this is going to be satin black. Okay, now the backer to this sign is right here. What's going to happen is the outside is satin black. The top is going to be, we got like a Porsche, we matched a Porsche blue and a Porsche yellow. That's not what they're called, but they're Columbia Coating colors. I'll get them to you in a minute. What we're going to do is we're going to have a stripe on this here, across the top in blue. This is going to be raw aluminum that we will clear coat this whole backer sign. And then this will be the yellow. So basically what's going to happen is, if you were looking at the sign this way, it would be like the top section blue, this would be raw aluminum, the bottom section's yellow. You'll see that through when you lay that on top, and then the whole thing is going to get clear coated, so it'll seal in the front, the back, everything, as far as that goes. And as you can see, as far as treatment goes, I've already gone ahead, we've baked these, we've outgassed them, and I've sanded them with a 220 grit DA to give them a nice smooth finish. Now, we could do a primer coat. We're not going to on this one because it's going inside. It'd probably be fine outside anyway, especially being aluminum, but we are not, because this is going inside of a garage, so it's not going to be out in the elements. It will have standoffs between the 2 layers. Gonna look rad. Stick with me, let's do it. All right, there it is. That's just a basic picture of it, and actually it's yellow on the top and blue on the bottom with just the raw aluminum that'll be clear coated showing through the middle. So what I'm gonna do first is, I think we're gonna do probably the black and get that done and over with and just toss that aside. Then we'll get into the more technical stuff. All right, I don't remember the exact Porsche named colors, but the blue we picked is a traffic blue, a sunflower yellow. Of course, we got our satin black at the top and our clear that's gonna seal in everything on that first layer. We got Cletus hanging out in the shop today, basically eating everything that he can find on the floor. We got a set of wheels that are going in the oven. We'll get those out of our way, get the system all cleaned up, and start fresh on this sign using our Cool Coat 3.0 from Columbia Coatings. We've had great luck with this gun, and actually super excited because we're gonna be going down there in February to take their powder coating class and tour their facility, and we're gonna do a full YouTube video on that, so stay tuned. All right, what I'm gonna do is I get the bottom layer underneath the top layer here, and I'm gonna mark kind of where the letters start and end, top, bottom, so I know where to make my stripes of color. There's a lot of area, a lot of play here, so that's not an issue at all. So I'm just gonna grab a pencil and put some light marks on this thing, and then we'll start taping and decide what color we're gonna do first. Granted, I am gonna do the black on this one. All right, I went ahead and separated it, as you can see here. The top is the yellow. So it's basically this block right here is gonna be yellow. And I don't know if we'll do a solid stripe across the top. It would be far easier, or just tape off like a block that's going to be like 1/2 inch bigger, at least 1/2 inch bigger than all the lettering. So you know you got plenty of room here to go ahead and put that. I guess I don't need to have that, just a specific block. I guess we'll go ahead and we'll just stripe it with the blue and the yellow and call it good. So basically we're just painting a stripe down there. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark out the yellow, and then we'll do the blue, and then clear everything. All right, so because the yellow is it's not a translucent color, but however, if you have pencil marks underneath a color on a like a opaque or a silver background, that could possibly show through, especially on the yellow. So I went ahead and took our grease and wax remover from Poppy's Patina here, and I wiped off all the pencil marks now that I have my tape laid down. So again, yellow, I'm not going to worry about the bottom yet. We're just going to do that and partially cure it, take it out, let it cool. We'll stripe the bottom for the blue, and then same thing, take it out, let it cool, clear the whole thing front and back. I did say I was doing the black first, and I am. I'm just planning out the rest of it. So we got our sign hung. This is going to be all in the satin black. It is back 2 right now. I'm going to start with the back. I'm going to flip it around and do the front. We've got our satin black from Columbia Coatings all loaded in our mini stand, and this has been pretty helpful as well, because it'll vibrate, it'll push air into the powder and go ahead and fluidize that, which helps a lot. and you can dial that all in as well. I'll kind of show you how I do it. And then the we're using a flat or fan spray nozzle as well on this, especially on a flat panel like this. This one here gives us some really good results, especially with that nice wide spray like that. And you can dial that in as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing set up and start spraying. All right, basically what you do is you turn it on, and then what we're gonna do, this is the control right here, is we go ahead and turn this dial until we start getting the powder to almost look like molten lava. It starts to bubble up. And you gotta go, whoa, see? You gotta go really slow because it can happen really fast. And you just see the powder start to bubble out of there. That's fluidizing it. And then this here is the vibration stand, which keeps everything moving. Then you go ahead and set up your feed, right? It helps if you connect the hose. Gotta connect the hose to the gun. Then you're gonna hit your feed. See what's coming out of here? Gotta put it in the gun. Hold on. Stand by. There. Okay. Then we're gonna hit our feed. Then we dial the dosage in so we get the right fan cloud, basically. See what's coming out right now? As we go ahead and adjust that through with our two controls right here. I'm not gonna say there's a set air or the set dosage because everybody's system's a little bit different, okay? Keep that in mind. All right, just kind of dialing it in, and we want that nice wide spray. Good coverage on that panel. And like I said, I'll put a nice good coat on this back side. We'll flip it over, and then we'll go ahead and move over to the front side. All right, and the key to like a flat panel like this is to get good, even coverage. Go over it with your light, your flashlight, whatever you got. You look for thin spots, light spots, and then powder coat has a natural, like on a sharp edge, it's gonna be a little thinner there. That's kind of the natural way it goes. But I think we got some good coverage here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven. I believe it's gonna be 400 degrees for 10 minutes part temperature. So that's not total time, that's when the part hits the temperature, which won't take long because it's aluminum. So I'm gonna go ahead and load this in the rack, get it in the oven. My lens is dirty. That a little better? And then we'll start getting into the colors. All right, so that's in the oven baking. I'm gonna go ahead and get the satin black pulled out of there and clean the gun out, hoses out, everything, so we can let any kind of dust in here settle. Then we're gonna get our sunflower yellow loaded up into our vortex cup. Now I'm not using the mini box feeder on this because it's a lot less powder. There's no sense of going through all that for that basically one stripe. There's gonna be a lot of vacuuming, but that's fine. One stripe. All right, we got our sunflower yellow all loaded up. What we're gonna do, same thing. I'm gonna hang the backer of the sign, and we're gonna do this strip here, focus it on this strip here in the yellow. I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum and or blow off the rest of this. The back's not a concern, but probably still try to clean up the back a little bit. But mainly, we just want good coverage right here. All right, I just want to mention one thing as well. When you get a small setup, a small operation like we do here, you got to be very careful like cross-contamination, cleaning your equipment really well, and that goes with anybody. But we don't have like the best filtration in here, and we do other work in the shop as well. So you got to really be careful. Like I said, we put plastic up on the ceiling that I blow off frequently as well to keep any, like if you're going up on the mezzanine here, you don't want dust and dirt falling through on your stuff. If you're spraying metallics, kind of think about how you're going to spray if you're going to be doing a lot of different colors. I try to finish with metallics last. Do my solid colors, all that stuff first, finish with metallics last. Just because that stuff, some of the metallics can float around in the air, it's very hard to capture them all. So you gotta let things settle out for a long time. So I just wanted to mention that. Now, the gun is loaded, everything's dialed in. We're gonna go ahead and focus on this strip here in the yellow, and then I'm gonna go ahead and blow off the majority of it, and then we'll vacuum it. Kinda gonna try to focus on this here. I have to wind that up and dial it in a little bit more because I don't have enough powder coming out. So we crank this up, I'll go ahead and finish coating it. Alright, did a pretty good job keeping it focused over here. I'm going to take my blowgun and I'm going to just angle it like this and blow off the majority of this. And you can blow off the back, you can let it bleed through. No one's ever going to see it, so it's not a big deal. We're going to clear over this whole thing anyway. Alright, so I blew it all off, and then I went over it again with our vacuum attachment. This just looks like a big microphone, and it basically is a microphone foam over just a vacuum attachment that goes to our little shop back here from Coatings by Coats. He makes a lot of these different products that we use here in the shop to vacuum and or use details when it comes to some of that more technical powder coating. So check him out, Coatings by Coats as well. All right, satin black is now out of the oven. Once it cools and I can set it on the table, I'll set it over there. You guys get a better view of it here. But it came out really nice. It's got a nice even coat on it. Super happy with that. The sunflower yellow is now in the oven, also at 400. However, now this is another 400 at 10 minutes. We're not fully curing this, because remember, we're gonna clear over that entire base after we're done with it. This was different. This was a full cure. The yellow, we're gonna go till it just flows out or gels out, probably a couple minutes past that, 2 minutes past that. We're gonna pull it out, let it cool. Excuse me. Then we're gonna set up to do our traffic blue. Same thing, partial cure, because we're not gonna be fully curing anything. And then we'll set up for clear, then it's a full cure. All right, yellow's out, all flowed out. It looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and peel this tape off, let it cool. Then we're gonna tape off for the blue, repeat, and do the same thing. Just so you guys have an idea of what this is gonna look like when it's done. You can kind of see it coming together now. That stripe across the top there, that is the yellow, and then middle section silver, bottom section blue. So what we're gonna do now that it's cool, take this back off. I just wanted to show you. We'll run our tape for the blue section and get that done. Oh, that's a nice color. That's gonna look sweet underneath that black, that satin black. So that's going on the right side. We're gonna blow off and vacuum everything that we don't want blue on, especially that yellow. You don't want blue bleeding into that. I kind of wanted to show you the vacuum attachment in action. It's hard to do and hold the camera, so I'll kind of give you a little bit anyway. But you know, all of this tape there, we can go up to the tape. So you start vacuuming it off, and you're gonna get the majority of it with this. And you're gonna go over it a few times. But as you can see, the more you go over it, the more it removes that blue. And that's on there pretty heavy too. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna wipe and blow off the rest of it. All right, we got good coverage here. One thing I wanted to mention, this is porous, so it's like 220 grit. So it's really hard to get all the blue hues out of there, even though it's so subtle. What I might do once this is all done, before we hit the clear, I might just run my DA with a 220 down the middle real quickly to clean that up before we go ahead and clear coat all this. Now that this is ready with the blue, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the oven and let it flow out and or gel out plus 2 minutes, take it out, then we're gonna do our clear and full cure. All right, there it is, our super durable wet clear. I used this powder a lot, had great luck with it. Here's the sign, she's ready to go. I'm gonna transfer it over here. We're gonna hit this thing front and back, heavy good coat of the clear. What I'm gonna do is I'll try the fan spray, but sometimes when you get into that on top of other colors, you have to use a multi-coat nozzle and crank up your kV adjustment. But we're gonna try the second coat around 30 kV with our fan adjustment first, and then we may end up throwing the multi-coat on and cranking the kV way up. But anyway, I'm gonna get it hung and apply the clear. All right, the final step is now in the oven. The clear coat has been applied, put in the oven at 400 degrees. Now, it's not only gonna flow out, we're gonna do a full cure. So part temperature, 400 degrees, 15 to 22 minutes. I usually go, yeah, about 20 minutes. And it'll come up temperature fairly quick because it is just an aluminum sign. And then we'll lay it down, we'll put it together and see the results. All right, out of the oven, super durable clear is on there and fully flowed out, fully cured. She's ready to go. I'm gonna let that cool. Once it cools, we'll set it on the table here. We'll lay this on top. I'll show you the finished product. It's actually gonna have like fancy little fasteners on it as well, but for now, just for the customer's sake, I'm just gonna lay it all out so you can kind of see it and get a feel for it, and we'll kind of close it out. That's nice. Oh yeah, now that is a cool sign. The customer is definitely gonna dig that. I dig it. It was a fun video where we took a sign and technically we did 4 different colors. So we did a satin black, we did the traffic blue, we did the sunflower yellow, and we did a clear coat. That is 4 colors. That didn't even get primer because it is going inside. And that's a sign. It's about 5 feet tall, 1.5 feet or so high, 2-piece sign. So there you have it. Came out pretty good. If you want to hit that like and subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, Scott with Flippin' Customized. Did I even say that right? Scott with Flippin' Customized.